very important in all these big matches, the start, and you'll often see plenty of players in tackle.
And it was Jake Turpin who got bumped off by Vete and went flying backwards there.
He won't be the only one today because Vete is a very strong player. They are a big side, strong and big, but certainly this year the Tigers are what I see as a bigger side than they were last year, and that should stand them in good stead as the season progresses. Again, Vete charging forward. Out there to Billy Walters. He'll kick. Can he find a bit of space? It does look like he's going to get a bounce. And bringing it back will be, I think it's Simbican out on that right-hand side. And again, Redcliffe pretty happy to get possession now and bring it back almost to the halfway line. So they're going to put the Tigers on the back foot pretty early with some possession inside their own territory. Allows you to get a bit of attack ball going and open things up. Redcliffe bring it up the middle there through Jordan Grant up to the 30-metre line. They've got a couple of tackles up their sleeve. They go down a blind side up there through initially through Donovan, and then they punch forward again. Last tackle play now. They punch down a blind side, little grubber kick into the end goal area. On the bounce, might have been Cooper.
Yeah, lovely anticipation there from Cooper. He was exactly where he needed to be. Took it easily, gave himself room to come back at them.
Now the hard work to be done here by the Tigers to bring it out of their own territory. The Dolphins would be pretty happy with that set of 6 anytime he can hand it over inside the 10-metre zone. This is Amy. What a good game he had last week. And he's a pretty handy, wearing the number 13 this afternoon, but as they say, one of the middle forwards, pretty much the 2 front rowers in the little part of the Tigers prepared to keep punch down that left-hand side.
A couple of late offloads, including one from Ralph.
Again, straight up the middle. Good work again by Vete. A bit of a change of direction. Does pop the ball back out the back as well through the hands of Ralph. Ralph then, I think it's Levea. Up over the 40, Redcliffe ultimately getting him to the ground. They're set nicely both sides. Back this time to Ralph, decides to hoist it. Bit of pressure here on Simbican, has a bit of a look around, tried to check where the touchline was, where the sunshine was, everything. He had the ball, had it stripped out, and I think the tackle had been affected. So the penalty here will go with the Dolphins, and well, not what you want to do, Warren, is concede a penalty straight off the back of a kick downfield, albeit tight on the touchline. He won't gain.
The call from the referee said he was held the first time. There was no opportunity to go in a second time and strip it out. Okay. So here's Redcliffe coming out of their own end, and it's been a pretty steady start from both.
It has, pretty tidy by both sides. The coaches would be satisfied, albeit it's a bit of a settling period. Up there to Nathan Watts. As I say, the Dolphins don't lack in size either. Turpin out here to Pax. Pax keeps it alive. And they get up over the halfway line, the Dolphins.
Yeah, that looks like Hopewadi working down that left edge. Son of John Hopewadi, brother of Will Hopewadi. Got good bloodlines.
Pax gives it up to Parise. He's the guy that was picked up from Rugby Union this year, keen to show his wares. I think the Broncos obviously aligned with the Dolphins. What he's got to offer in rugby league, got a big rap on him, the number 3. Keep an eye on him, the left centre for Redcliffe. Punch it, Donovan goes down that right-hand side, keeps it alive, fires up there to Whitchurch. He backs toward the 10-metre line. Last tackle again. Turpin out of there, little grubber kick, put a bit of pressure here. Oh, off the post, that's exactly what he wanted. Offside. Obstruction, actually, holding back one of the Tigers.
Well, it was a dangerous kick, bouncing close to the post, and you could see the Cooper was all at sea, and you couldn't blame him. He just did not know if it was going to hit the upright or not. In the end, held back, and there was a try for the taking there. I mean, really, that's criminal by Redcliffe to have given away a penalty rather than take advantage of the try.
Talk about criminality. The Tigers had failed to find touch, and then that's a strip with multiple players in there, so they're going to concede a penalty. But gee whiz, Warren, you talk about criminal error by the Dolphins to not capitalise on that bounce off the post. Well, gee whiz, you've got to find touch.
Well, you can't make unforced errors. I mean, you've got the ball in your hand, you're kicking for touch, you've got to find touch.
Especially in that area of the park, because they put pressure straight back on themselves. Redcliffe could capitalise here. That's Watts. He's got Taylor on his left, but he will use Taylor first up. Throws a bit of a dummy. The defence ultimately got to him, but I wouldn't say they were rushing up. Turpin to work it from dummy half. Fires the pass straight up. It looked like it was Grant again. A couple of metres out from the try line. Turpin out there to Donovan. Donovan has a pass on the outside. That Behag keeps it alive. Up there to Schultz. And the Tigers managing to hang on at the moment. Lets one go. Nice little pass up this time. Good defence, but also a good little offload. Up there to Turpin. Can run the ball from there. Very close. Spins. Tries to get it down. No. Just held up under the stick. So good defence in the end by the Tigers. And it was Amy.
Great offload from James Taylor to give them the chance to score. Went very close.
Okay, last tackles here. We'll bring it back to the 10 metres to play it.
Tigers being forced to do a lot of tackling here. A couple of penalties in a row against them now, held up under the posts. Redcliffe with a real chance to apply more pressure.
And that's why this play in particular, last tackle play, can they find the in goal again? Or actually with a shock tactic and run it? Pax, little chip over the top. Nice one too, beautifully taken there by Danzy Smaller. He is very good. He's lost it again though. Well, the Tigers, who had a horror, he's gone into touch. So I'd say the knock-on will come back for the Tigers. But Warren, last weekend when Gavin and I covered the game, the Tigers did exactly the same. Early minutes of the game, they gave away about 3 or 4 errors in the early part, put a lot of pressure on themselves. Stood it, but you can't keep doing it, not against the good sides.
No. It was a great take by Danzy Smaller. He's so tall, he got up high and brought it down, but then once it was lost, I thought Redcliffe actually got it back in field before he went over the sideline. We might get a chance now, but it was a close thing. Nearly red 5.
Okay, Pax to feed. Unusual for a halfback to feed a scrum these days. But Pax will do it. They normally use the lock forward. No, Pax ball out as well. Up through Donovan. Up then to Behag. He was Queensland 18s player a few years ago, so he's obviously got some genuine ability. You don't make a Queensland 18 side without... Has he knocked it on? Yes, he has. Good defence ultimately by the Tigers, and plenty of credit going to Aaron Booth.
Well, that was a heavy hit. Gee, the Redcliffe player, I don't know whether it was Grant who took the brunt of it. He was jolted. Now, whether there was contact with his head, there's certainly players came running in. No, in fact, that looks like it was Aaron Whitchurch, I think, took the hit.
A little bit of aggro after it. No one likes to see their teammate prone on the ground, but I don't think there was any illegality.
But that is aggressive defence on their own. Got them out of trouble.
Well, it's got them with possession, Warren. Whether it gets them out of trouble again, we'll see. They've certainly been very generous in handing it back to the opposition. But you just absolutely must work it out here steadily and get a good long kick downfield. You can't afford to really suffer pressure over and over again. You need to release the pressure valve and see what they can do from here. And it all starts with the first rucks. Again, Redcliffe dominantly in there to lift and drive. It might have been Hughes, their own Tigers, getting through the first couple of tackles steadily without really showing too much. I was interested the other day to have a look at some stats from last weekend. None of the back 5 ran from dummy half for the Tigers in the whole match. Normally the wing or centres do a bit of a dash out of there. Penalty here going to the total definitely helped them, and I think for the first time give them a bit of attack ball.
Yeah, that was a much needed penalty. I think it was James Taylor, and this takes the Tigers up towards halfway. The Tigers resplendent in their Anzac jerseys today, a different model jersey for the special occasion.
Let's see if it works for them. It's fenced into Ralph, throws a couple of Billy Walters. Walters throws a dummy as well. Almost through, looks for support, knocked on. The idea was good. Couldn't get there quickly enough, but I think might have been going forward anyway.
Great work from Billy Walters. Shaped the pass through the dummy. That was enough for them to just hold off, and through he went. And that pass for Cooper was just a shame. It's easier said than done. It's a shame he didn't decide to kick it rather than continue to reach with his hand, because of him. It would have been a try more than likely if he didn't have to catch it.
See what the Tigers, the Dolphins can do from here. Basically, not a lot of pressure applied. Well, the Tigers have applied no pressure to the try line at this stage. They've been just about the closest they've been, and they've been got the football this time.
The positive side of what we just saw with Walters and Cooper is that Cooper is always sniffing up the middle, always ready to take advantage of a half break.
Yeah, he does follow the ball well. See what the Dolphins can do again. They mount their attack. Strong hit up straight up the middle. This time Grant stood the ball and another penalty. I think plenty of penalties and a couple of errors, but these allow the Dolphins to continue to build some pressure.
Yes, 10 minutes to play, no points scored. Redcliffe have threatened on one or two occasions, and penalties, there's been one every second minute, most of them going red.
Yeah, well, I'll capitalise eventually. Chapman run there by Parisi, brings it to the midfield. They often talk about getting to the left-hand post or the right-hand post. Pax looks back to this left-hand side as the running of Rusi is. They go down to the right, fired the pass up there to Watts, so they've got them onto the right-hand post now. Back to the left. A couple of dummy runners up there, back on the inside, surging run to the try line, but driven back by 4 Tigers defenders. If you've got 4 there, you might be a bit thin somewhere else. I like the depth of this attack here from Pax. He does well to try pops the pass up then to Hopawati. Quick play the ball, turn it into dummy half, up here to Pax. The defence is good by the Tigers. They've been under enormous pressure, as said. Last tackle play. Can they find the in-goal area? Nice depth here by Pax again. Little rubber kick through. It's a very good one. Forces Kitty to go back to get it. And once you have to do that, the likelihood of you being able to run it back is minimal. The Tigers under more pressure.
Well, an excellent kick from Corey Pax. And, of course, there's been so much discussion about the Broncos halves and what changes could be made. And there's Corey Pax, one of the young halves, knocking on the door along with Sean O'Sullivan, Tom Did, Troy Dark and Tanner Boyd, and then Pax himself. They're lining up to try and get in there. That sort of playmaking, controlling game that a lot of teams like to have.
It would seem part of what the Broncos are lacking at the moment. Big test for them tonight against Cronulla. Redcliffe kicked the ball all right. Again, Watts takes it up the middle. So they're well positioned again, centre field. Options left and right. Turpin goes right. Pass up this time to Taylor. Against both. That time to Watts. Gets close to the line. Plenty of tackles, which is pretty important. Fights it out into Pax. Pax out to Donovan. Donovan goes himself. Again, good defence. Winston was one of them. Certainly and Ruff was the other. Okay, again, the Dolphins. Turpin. This time Hopawati does a little bit of a hop himself. Fires a long pass out. Gone forward. Pass out to Hawkins was forward. So, Redcliffe may lose this period of time. How far in are we now? We're about 13 minutes into the match. They've had pretty much all the running. Territorially, this game would be about 90% at least in Tigers territory.
Absolutely. I mean, they've had the territory in possession to have scored points by now, and it might come back to haunt them. On the other hand, the Tigers are being forced to do a lot of defence, and that's just chewing up a bit of their gas for later on. But how many forward passes are we seeing this season? I don't know whether there have been more of them called, or wingers just refuse to hang back, or they're in 2 minds whether it's going to be a kick, so they keep run very flat. But time after time, we're seeing these flat balls shot out to the winger, and all too often and frustratingly called back.
I think there's a couple of things. One is I think they are being policed more closely. But it's, you being a winger yourself, I mean, you can't be too late in a lot of those situations. Just hang back a little bit. You can always come on it. Exactly. And you can come onto it and make a real difference. So if you're up too flat, you're going to cause problems for the run out of dummy half booth, and he's good at that. Doesn't get too far this time, but he puts a bit of pressure on. Down the middle comes up.
You don't know what the other side of the halfway looks like.
See it with the football either. Booth puts the kick down, picked up there by Hawkins on the full. Comes back into midfield. Good line of defence as well. Now the Tigers need to step up here and trap them inside their own territory. Don't give them an easy run out of there.
And don't give away a penalty.
Well, that would be handy as well. Hopewadi up almost to the 40, but they run down a very flat line side. Means they can pick up some pretty easy territory. The defence wasn't up quickly enough. Up over the halfway line again. Down another blunt zone. That's Whitchurch. They punched a few times there, and they've done pretty well to pick up that sort of territory. And lost it. Well, that's an opportunity the Tigers have been hoping for. Get a bit of possession and actually have what we call attack ball in the opponent's half. Be a luxury.
Yeah, the simple error. Another one of those errors that's a bit frustrating as a fan. Ball being lost in the tackle. Players hit so hard these days and hit the ball that it's ricocheting loose. On the ball, keep the pressure on the ball.
Yeah.
And can't afford to move, really. It's to the point where, I don't know, I mean, it's a evergreen problem in rugby league, policing that area, whether the ball is lost or ripped out.
Yeah.
I don't think it's right now, but I don't know what the answer is.
Yeah, well, they certainly, with the gang tackling these days and the multiple players in, back in my day, was pretty much
Yeah, or 2 on 1 at the most. Tackle around
and the second bloke normally got there late.
and probably behind. Here's the penalty to the Tigers, so they are going to have some real after this kick finds touch.
Well, do they remember what they have to do here?